Hello, welcome back to Theater 237 Stage Makeup, Aging 2, Part A. We will be doing old age or 35 plus years older today. That is my schematic for how I will be aging myself. So I will start with getting my base foundation on, and then we'll talk a little bit about contouring from there. Alrighty, base foundation is on. We're going to start with the shadow contour. Some of this you already know. There's a few new things. Again, I'm going to deepen my temples, so I'm going to make those bigger like I did last week. And I will actually be deepening my cheekbones a bit. So I will be doing that kind of L shape, and you'll see that here in a second. I have sped up the contouring this time since most of you have gotten a really good hold of it. I am adding a little bit more contour behind my nostrils. As you age, your skin tends to sink and dip, and a little bit more contour, a little bit more contrast in some of your folds and bits on your face is helpful when doing aging. Alright, here we go to my cheekbones. See, I'm going to do that little L shape, kind of give myself a little bit more of a sunken in feeling on my cheeks. And then I'm going to move into my jawline, where I'm actually going to do a double jowl on my jawline instead of just one singular one like last week. You can see how that shape changes kind of into a wave, and how it's on the side of the face versus below the jawline. Okay, I'm moving on to putting in my smile lines again, like I did last week, except for this week I'm going to leave them a little bit darker than I did. I will do less blending, and I will be adding in eye bags. Right now we're going to do a double bag, so there's the first droop, and then we'll also have the second droop that sits right under the roundness of your actual eyeball. So you're going to have two locations of puffiness. One right along your lash line, and then between your two shadows that I'm drawing in there. We can do a droopy eyelid, a hanging eyelid, by playing with highlight and shadow. It really kind of depends more on where the highlight is. I don't think I'm super successful at doing this one, unfortunately, but we'll see how it looks when we get the highlight on there as well. Alright, moving into highlight time. I am not going to talk much over the top of this. You can kind of see where I'm putting in all my highlights. It's pretty standard. You're going to put in a partner highlight to all of your shadows, as we normally do. When we get into the eye bags, see, there is kind of the droopiness, pulling the eye and tricking the eye into thinking that that skin is kind of hanging down over my eyeball. Okay, moving on to eye bags after I fuss with that a little bit. Again, you can tell when I'm not happy with something because I'll keep going back to it. Eye bags, there we go. Okay, so that's going to be your first kind of poof out, and then that's going to be your second one. Doing it again there. You'll actually blend that with a Q-tip because it's a really small space. You're not going to be able to get your sponge into there. And then your highlight as normal, adding some onto my nostrils to pair with that shadow that I put in there. Okay, I'm adding that musculature back into my chin like I did last week. Again, leaving it a little stronger. Everything kind of falls and droops as you get older, and so your contrast is stronger. And adding that highlight to create that ball. I'm going to start blending out my highlight now and working on getting my contouring all ready to roll for wrinkles and stippling in texture. As you've noticed, I picked up a Q-tip and I have started blending some of the smaller, finer areas with my Q-tip, like my nostrils in a moment, and then under my eyes. Again, that gives me a little bit more agility. I can get into those small, tighter places without kind of messing it all up and blending it all together like I might with a thicker sponge. I do edit those a little bit. I thought I brought them out a little too much, made them not super believable. Getting the highlight blended now with that pointy end of the Q-tip. It's really important to do that. I wanted to make that shadow a little stronger to give that droop a little bit more of deepness, deep set eye there. And from there I'm going to blend as normal. Just so use your blending techniques that you've learned in class and get the rest of your contour kind of blended to a place that you're happy with. Alright, I'm getting to a point where I'm pretty happy, softening some of those edges, and I'm going to get up and take a look from a little further away and see if everything is reading the way that I want it. There we go. We got some great contour started for Old Age 2. Part A. Part B is next.